Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is that you pop on the feed. This is your girl, Miss Neka, with the One Radio. Welcome. Today I've got one of the fabulous members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity in the building. Alamo City Ques, baby. There's nothing better than an Alamo City Q. Didn't you know? Ain't nothing better than an Alamo City Q. How y'all share the video already? We ain't even start talking yet. But thank you. But thank you so much. So you already know, since you saw it on the feed and everybody jumped on, y'all already ready to talk to the Omegas today? We've got the Alamo City Ques in the building. Well, I've got one of them in the building as of now. This was the former president, but now just an active member and the man. Introduce yourself, my friend.
My name is John Cooper. I'm a native of Lexington, Mississippi, and I've been here in the city of San Antonio for about 24 years. And happy to report that I have been president of the organization, and I'm here to share some information about what we do.
I love it. I love it. So how long have you been an Omega?
Oh boy, that's a word.
Did you pledge in undergrad?
I did, and I'm going to give you a big number. How about 45 years?
45 years?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why they called you. That's why they called you. They were like, yeah, we need somebody that knows about our organization right here. So has just a little convo about fraternity life. Has it been awesome? 45 years of being in an organization like Omega Psi Phi?
It's been awesome in the sense that if you seek something and you are passionate about that, and then once you become, say, a member of it, you try to live up to those expectations. Mm-hmm. So my journey goes back to Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
Back in the 70s, and be more specific, fall of 71 is when I entered into the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And at that time, I was led by what I was seeing to be very positive role models at my campus. A lot of the members of that campus were members of the fraternity. Mm-hmm. President, department heads, athletic director, band director, and all that. So I had I was fortunate in that I had a very good role model and cast when I was in college. And then once I became a member of the organization, I just basically took on the attitude of living my creed.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I made a comment a couple of weeks ago. We were just talking about community and stuff and kids in the community. And I was saying that how it's amazing, like if they just met somebody who was in a fraternity or a sorority and knew how the other side lived, and the excitement behind it, that it could literally change a kid's life. It can change their decision of saying, you know what, I want to be a part of a gang versus, I'm going to go to school and be a part of this organization. You know what I'm saying? Right. This gang of great folks kind of thing. And I constantly encourage people who are in groups like yours to get out in the community and like literally let the little kids and the people see you and see your success, because there's not too many Omegas, just you being here, Omegas, Kappas, Deltas, Alphas, anybody that I know that's not successful.
Yes.
There's very few,
And let me just say something as it relates to success. You join an organization, the organization is pretty much built on some pillars or principles. In our case, manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift are our 4 cardinal principles.
Love that.
And we've adopted that as part of the way of our life. Now, it's not restricted to us, those words. Anybody can take them and live them. So, however, our founders saw fit to highlight those as the pillars for the organization and the vision to move forward. And we, the members of the fraternity, take those cardinal principles serious. Yeah. And if you take a journey and looking at what we do, you'll find that those principles stand out, and they are just good valued characteristic that one should seek. Yeah. And like I said, it's not unique just to us, but we definitely take advantage of using them to promote ourselves and in the community.
Yeah, and it's the cool thing about it is that you see those different stages. Oh, see, you already famous, boo. They already calling. They already call it.
Yeah.
But you see those different stages of that as well because, you know, obviously fraternities and sororities, they were founded for a service purpose. But we see the fun in them too. I mean, we're about to talk about the fun. We're about to talk about the biggest, funnest party in San Antonio that's hosted by you guys. So there's fun in the fraternities as well. Sometimes the fun might get overshadows the service sometimes in different areas.
Right. Well, what's important, I think, for the audience and people in general to remember, you know, all of the fraternity and sororities are based on certain principles. We just wear different colors. We do the same stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the important thing is that the stuff that we do, you got to balance it. Okay, yes. And another thing that one has to remember is that we are, you said it earlier, not-for-profit business organization. So you have to take advantage of, you got to handle your business.
You got to handle the business.
Okay, and then, oh, by the way, we like to socialize. But you kind of got to try to maintain a balance. It's all about balancing it. And then you got to tie in all the other things. You know, you know the priority. You know, God up here at the top. Okay, family. Okay, job. And then now we might go to a fraternity in there. Okay, and so if we're doing what we are supposed to be doing, we're all going to be giving back. And I'm going to say it this way: lifting as we climb.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know, don't you think? Because like even you hearing you say like the principles and yes, like these are stuff that we all know, we all hear. Even if you're not in a fraternity or sorority or anything, like we hear these things, and I think that we know these things. Do you think being in one though helps shape them? Because you are accountable, you know, as far as as wearing the colors, just like you're a representative of your job. You know, if I worked at the one radio, you represent the one radio every time you out. You represent Omega Psi every time you out. So do you think just being in that organization kind of helps you keep to those principles too? Because a lot of people know those things and we don't do them.
well, you bring up a very important point, and this kind of, I'm going to have to kind of give you a little history on what really keeps us grounded. There are expectations of our members and our chapters. There are mandated programs you are to do to exist.
Nice.
So you start talking about accountability, the higher ups are holding you accountable for doing certain things that we say we are supposed to do.
Love that.
So I don't want to be long-winded, but I'm just going to rattle off a few things that we do that put it in perspective. You know, every year in the month of November, this is our founding month, November the 17th, 1911, and we are happy to report that we are pushing 106 years of doing this. Okay, but during that week, they set aside a whole week. Think about it, that you are supposed to do things to acknowledge and recognize people not only within the fraternity but in the community.
Yes.
So that week-long activity brings us together in honoring our founders with the Founders Banquet, and then highlighting members of the community through recognition. You were talking about the youth. We got a part in there for the youth called a high school essay contest.
Oh, love that.
Okay, so and that falls under that scholarship piece.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we do that. That's one of our annual events and signature events, and a lot of activities that go on during that week. We get into the mentoring part during that week. Talking about the kids again. Okay, so a lot more on that. The scholarship piece. This past May, I think we divvied out some $16,000 in scholarships to students who are looking to go on to college and what have you. And then the social action programs, that's a long list of stuff. And that technically, when you start looking at all the committees that we have that exist, that committee pretty much takes care of that piece where that service comes into play. We're giving back to the community. And later on, we'll be talking about some of those programs that we have that you are probably familiar with. And then you go back to the youth. We're going to keep coming back to the youth.
Got to come back to the youth.
Every year we do an annual talent hunt program where we seek the talent in the high schools of students who are aspiring to get into the fields of the arts. Okay. Then you got to keep your members now. So we've got a reclamation and retention program. So I think we were talking before we started the program. You mentioned the name of one of my brothers.
Yes.
And I told you I have not met him yet.
Right.
What did I tell you?
I'm gonna get your list.
Get your list. And I need to reach out because I think you were saying that they may or may not be active. And I said, well, you know what? I need to follow up on that.
Yeah.
So that's part of that reclamation and retention piece. Because once you become a member,
you're always a member.
You're at the life.
Yeah.
And what have you. And then we set aside money for college endowment. Now, some of these programs, the headquarters make us do. Okay, and it's a good make because it's for the worthy cause. We have health initiatives, Then I think we were talking earlier before we started with community activities on, I'm going to say the political side, but it's really not political.
Right.
Ours is more on the education. Voters registration.
Absolutely.
Education and mobilization. We have a program that deals with that.
Nice.
And we get actively involved in that. Then there's the NAACP out there. We have to partner up and help those organizations that help us
to do whatever
they're going to do that's going to uplift the community and humanity. So those are just a few of the programs that we've got that we consider mandated.
Yes.
And that we don't get to vote.
There's no vote on this.
You don't get to say, no, I'm not going to do talent hunt this year. Or better yet, no, I'm not going to do any social action programs.
Right. That's not an option.
No.
Well, and that's a great thing, and I'm so glad that you gave that list of mandatory programs that have to go on. So any Omega chapter in any city, in any state, is doing those things that you're talking about. Now, they're also probably doing a white party, which is happening next Saturday inside the convention center that we're going to talk about and you can win free tickets for.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Well, and we'll talk about it. But I think this is so important for people to realize that you might be out there and say, oh, well, the Omegas do the white party. No, the white party is part of the list of all the things that the Omegas do.
And then let me put it in perspective. It's a party with a purpose.
Oh, absolutely. And on top of that, it's still a party with a purpose.
And again, it's that balancing thing. You got to have the funds to give those kids those scholarships, and you got to have funds to operate. Okay,
yeah.
And give back into the community.
Yeah.
So that's one of those sources. That's one of our signature events that we sponsor, and this is our 9th year.
Nice.
9 years of this. Yes.
I love that. So for those of you guys who just tuned in here on Radio Land and on Facebook, I'm your girl, Miss Neka. I am joined by the used to be president, Mr. Cooper. And Bernard said, what up? It's another one of my friends, but he's active Omega.
Oh, yeah.
Because he came on, he was like, what up, bro?
We got a connection.
Yeah. Okay. I know if he ain't active, he better be, because he's active in everything else. So.
Good stuff.
He's in the community. He's all. I mean, and I love people that have a passion for the community on a regular basis. It makes sense when they're in organizations like this. Bernard, I have nothing but great things to say about him because he gets it. Right. On a day-to-day basis, he's in Wheatley Community Schools trying to get people a better education, money for education. If you're on the east side area, the Promise Zone area, please go by Wheatley Community Schools and just go in and talk to Bernard. He's on the first floor. There's a lady there just said, I need to go talk to Bernard, the one radio sent me. And they'll send you over there. And y'all can talk it out and figure out where you're at and then figure out the plan to move forward. There's so many different things that are available for us in our community that we just have to make sure that we're utilizing, which is why I love all the different programs that you were talking about. And we mentioned this, and I just want you to let the people know, for folks that, because I know when I went to college, it was all about, you saw the pledging of the fraternities and the sororities and all that kind of good stuff. When I was at A&M, I actually founded my own sorority because I worked for the chancellor of all the A&Ms. My grandfather was a vice president of Prairie View A&M. So I had this vision, and I was like, I really want to do this. I want it to be founded on this. So I actually founded my own sorority while I was there, but I saw the impact that it made on our community, just period. And I just think that they're very important to show the leadership and the family and the love and all that stuff. I also see the importance of the Pan-Hellenic Council, bringing them all together.
Right.
You know, where it's not just about Delta or Omega or this or that, or because we always talk about division in the black community, and it's so easy to divide us: light skin versus dark skin, economic division, where we live division, type thing like that. And then we get into the sororities and fraternities, and then we've got more division. So I like the fact that when everybody works together, because like you said, we were all founded for the same reason.
Right.
We might have picked different principles that we're going to focus on, but we're all here for the same good.
Same purpose. We're different colors.
Just different colors. So for all of those colors to work together in like the Pan-Hellenic Council, so important.
Yeah, I must add to what we're talking about on the Pan-Hellenic Council. We have a very active one here in San Antonio, and that partnership, and we're saying there's power in numbers. That's a true statement, and then the sharing of information also, because we're doing some of the same things. You know, we're having scholarship. Our scholarship is not restricted to just us. Folks of the other fraternities and sororities, be it their family members or whatever, can also apply for those scholarships. It's open for all. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, because I did ask this question a few weeks ago. It's just a general for every organization out there that gives scholarships. Can we, because this is almost a question like, how do we do this? But how do we give quote unquote scholarships to people who might not be in the scholarship potential realm? Because you know how usually if we're giving away scholarships, you need to be making all A's, or you got to be, you know, your grade point average got to be a certain thing. You got to be in an extracurricular activity. You've got to do community service. Like those might be the requirements to get a scholarship. I see a lot that we have a lot of organizations that help kids that are doing great. Like we already expect them to do fabulous. They probably are going to do fabulous with or without our help, because they've got that personal drive already.
Right.
What about these kids that are getting sucked into the gangs and sucked into the street life? Like, how do we kind of maybe have some money or something? Because I know we got programs, but it's hard to get people in programs.
Right.
Let's be honest. We could have set up a thing where it's absolutely free. You can come and get all kinds of free information and services, and there'll be 10 people there.
Right.
So the people we're really trying to touch, we can't really get to, you know, because they don't have that drive to just come to where we're at. Do you, by any chance, have you ever thought about it or anything? Like, how do we get to those kids that are not set up for success and try to set them up for success?
Well, let's start off with saying this. Their success is our business.
Yes.
The student success is our business. You do that real simple by the mentoring programs that we sponsor. You know, we're in Davis Middle School. We're at Sam Houston. Okay? Well, you know, we are out there in the community doing things that help prepare them. See, now this is the operative word here, is preparing them for those opportunities that exist. Well, it doesn't start when it starts early.
Yes.
So that's why we have youth leadership, annual youth leadership conference here locally in San Antonio. And we're going after all the young kids out there from middle school on up. Okay, actually elementary up, and it starts there. So through the mentoring, through the leadership conference, and exposing them to the expectation and coming up, developing good habits. You know, and keep in mind when we do these conferences and workshops and training sessions, we're teaching them. Okay, that's an important piece. What it takes to be successful.
Right.
We're equipping them.
Yes.
They're leaving those conferences with what I call takeaways. They ain't just coming up there and then leaving there empty-handed. They're leaving there with a backpack of stuff. And oh, by the way, we want you to come back next year and next year. And oh, by the way, if you don't come back, we can come to you. And through that mentoring program and what have you and all. So it kind of go there. Now, let's clarify a few things that you mentioned that we sometimes maybe get twisted. I'm going to say it this way: leave no child behind. Okay?
Yes.
Saying that, if you prepare them for what is expected and what the standards are, and then explain to them what the rules of engagements are, that helps them get in the game.
Yes.
So the way you do that is simply through and I'm also going to use our fraternity as an example. I mentioned all of the scholarship money we give out, but we have different categories of scholarships.
Good.
It's inclusive. So you mentioned the A, the B, honor,
right,
and all that stuff.
That's what we always see.
Now, you see it, but you don't really, because technically, some of the scholarships, I don't say some, really, I would put ours under the category of a need basis. That's what I just said. Need. So if John Cooper is over here making $200,000 a year, wife making $200,000 a year, little Johnny
probably don't need
that
backpack.
Okay. So if I'm looking at that application versus over here, I'm talking a real little Johnny over here that's over here in the hood. However, he's doing okay. Great. You got to have some standards. And the key is that we don't want to set students up for failure.
Absolutely.
So you got to meet some standards. So first of all, you got to train them to do what they need to do to get up to that level. And then the other thing is we got to teach them how to be proactive.
Absolutely.
Okay, nothing venture, nothing gain. You need to fill out an application. Don't be selling yourself short, saying that, oh, my grades are not good enough. No, wrong answer.
Yeah.
You let us determine where your grades are. You just need to toot your own horn and bring to the table what you got, we can help you get to something even a little bit better. So all the scholarships are not strictly academically high, and that it's in the middle. I talked about balance.
Right, absolutely, and I love that.
It's inclusive,
and they have to, and like you said, you have to take some accountability of doing something for yourself.
Right.
So if you're not doing anything, then I can't just give you.
No. But if I find that you're not doing anything, and I'm going to throw another one at you real quick that helps out. Big brothers, big sisters.
Yes.
We're talking lifelong mentors.
Yes.
So if little Johnny gets connected with John Cooper, and I'm starting to work with him when he's 6th grade, compare what is going to happen to him from 6th grade till he graduates. And oh, by the way, during our youth leadership conference here recently, we had 1 or 2 students who are examples of what you were just saying. Was that kid that was not most likely to succeed. Turns around, goes out through the mentorships that we have.
Yes.
It's not us. That's, all of the fraternities and sororities do some of the same stuff.
Right.
But it's that nurturing, the coaching, the navigating and leading and exposing students to stuff.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, good stuff.
Yes.
Not the bad stuff.
Absolutely.
And helping them make good decisions.
And I completely agree with everything that you say, and the biggest thing is that it takes time.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to take time out of your day and be like, this is what I'm going to go do. When me and my dad did the youth program, that was every day, and it didn't matter. That was weekends, weekdays, nights, holidays, summers. It was all the time. And now, I don't even know how many years later it is, but over 10, 15 years later, I still talk to those kids.
Right.
I'm still there. You good? You need a job? I got you. Let's get you a babysitter. Let's get you this. It's a lifelong commitment when you go to a kid and say, I'm going to be there for you.
Right.
You can't say I'm going to be there for you to a child and then not be. Right. That will crush so many things,
right.
just from that. Just like that one little positive thing can change their life,
right.
that one little lie
right.
that you tell to them can change their life into a negative way.
Right, exactly.
So I'm so with you on that. And the feeling when you see that kid come back,
yes.
and you see that he's improved, right. or you see, it's like
that success.
Oh,
yes.
it makes you feel so good.
Yes.
So I have this thing because mentors can only do so much because we don't live in the home. We're not there 24/7. We might be able to be there once a week or call a few times a week, but you still have the influence of what they live around all the time. And I remember the other day I was talking to a group of people, and one of this little boy walked up. It was very obvious that he was in a gang. I just wanted to pull him away and be like, what do you need? Like, what do you want to do? And just talk to him, and not be, I gotta help you, or you in trouble, or, and not be to where I was offensive
right.
to him, to where he's looking at me like, who you think you are? You know? So it's like I wanted to approach it. I just had no clue. I just hugged him. I gave him a hug. I said, I'm here for you if you need anything. Call me if you need something.
Right.
And hopefully building a relationship like that, some trust will build to where I can sit down and say, what do you need, boo? How do we get you out of this?
Right.
Because he sleeps in that daily.
Right.
So he doesn't know any better. And that's those stories that we talk about where they truly believe that they have no other choice but to live this life.
Sure.
And I didn't want to hug him.
Let me interject something, and this kind of gets into a little history of our fraternity. Our motto is, friendship is essential to the soul. Friendship is essential to the soul. That mentoring and what we do is about teaching them about friendship. Now, keep in mind, good friendship.
Right.
Okay, not the bad friendship. Okay.
You got to teach them the value of.
There you go. And the characteristic of that.
Of what a good friend looks like.
Right. And a good friend's going to be with you whether you're doing good or bad.
Very true.
But everybody that says that they're your friend is not your friend.
That's
right.
right.
That's the other thing I think that we sometimes miss and maybe get it twisted, in that you're thinking you're calling someone a friend who's really taking you on and navigating you down the wrong path.
You're right.
And that's what is very important.
Well, yeah, they say misery loves company.
Yes,
they don't want to go take that street by themselves. They try to convince you to take that street.
Yeah.
So I have this big thing. I've always said when it comes to Omegas and all those other fabulous fraternities out there that y'all don't really have problems recruiting people. There's usually somebody that wants to join the organization or keep things going. There's other organizations as well, which I love. You know, there might be like 100 black men out there or Masons and different things where that encompasses fraternity men as well.
Right.
So I love that, you know, because you're across the board, you know, on what's going on. When you look around now in San Antonio, is it time to bring some more young brothers in? Is it time to recruit some folks? And I'm not just talking about Omega. I'm just across the board. Do we have a Lions Club? Do you remember the Lions Club? My daddy used to be a member of the Lions Club. Back in the day. I don't even remember if we have one anymore. I remember going to potato pancakes. So I remember those organizations being very prevalent when I was young. I always saw a group of men in an organization doing an event, doing a fundraiser, something, mentoring something. Is it time to recruit some more young men in it? I mean, because I went to one meeting, and I'm telling you, the people in there had oxygen tanks.
Okay.
And I was like, the youngest person was like 52.
So your question then is?
My question really is it time to recruit some folks? Is it
like within the fraternity?
Not just with Omega, because I know there's plenty of people that want to join Omega, but in community organizations, period.
Well, the answer to your question is, I mean, you always have to, I'm going to say, keep the pipeline open, because you're not getting any younger. And eventually, and if you do it right, and that's that thing I was telling you about, lifting as you climb.
Yes.
If I'm lifting as I climb, guess what I'm doing? I'm training my replacement.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the answer to your question is, we all should be about lifting as we climb and training our next generation.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, when I get old to the point where little Johnny's going to be my nerd, a doctor, or somebody over here.
You want him to have the same principles you had.
I want that bad boy to be knowing what he's supposed to be doing and taking good care of me, if you will. So I have vested interest in that next generation.
Absolutely.
So the answer to your question is, we have to constantly be in that mode of training and keeping the pipeline. And I'm going to say training your replacement.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I feel like we should always be doing. I mean, because it's part. I mean, you know, I get in it. I gotta say it at least once. It's part godly. It's a godly thing to do.
It's a Christian thing.
It's a Christian thing to do. I didn't want to just put the Christian on it.
Okay. Now I say that for another reason too.
Yeah.
Because our fraternity was founded upon Christian principles. So that's a little known. fact.
Yeah.
So, now, so we don't try to dictate what you do and when you go to church and none of that kind of good stuff, but we want to do the godly things. So our founders, okay, saw in their emphasis, wisdom.
What are the things?
It's important to have a little God in your life. Okay, hello.
Very important.
Okay. So the Christian part does come into play, and I'm going to say it this way. I think in all the organization, needless to say, that's a key factor.
Yeah. I think so too. Right. And guess what, guys? That means that, and with organizations, just period. Kind of like my man said over here, there's balance, right? And you've got to show interest. So it's not like Omega's coming to, hey, you want to join? But if you ever said, man, I like that organization. Man, I think I could be an asset to that organization. You need to call somebody.
Right. Now, let me point something out, too, now. Unlike, I'm going to say, the military recruits, we don't recruit now.
Right.
Okay. Our process is considered a selection process. So I'm gonna seek someone that brings something to the table.
Absolutely.
Ideally, I want the person I'm selecting to be equal to me. Actually, to be quite frank, I want that person to be even better. If you were talking about the grade point average, okay, if mine is about 2.5, I want that guy that I'm going to be picking up to come in. I want him to be 3 points above.
Okay.
I want you to be a scholar.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So because I just need there's added value. And that person is going to be bringing something to the table. You don't want to just go out and get your friend over here that's
doing nothing.
It's kind of like what's going to be the added value. Now, I'm not dissing them, but the key is in order to maintain a certain standard, you have to be selective in who you are bringing in.
Yeah. So and honestly, let's be real. We're talking about community organizations that are put together to serve a community. So if you ain't got nothing to bring to the table, you don't love the community, right. You ain't about uplifting folks, you ain't about showing the love, then why you want to join anyway?
Right. Yeah.
Why you want to even go through that process? Because again, letting folks in that, and that's anything, that's your job, your business, your family, that's anything. Right. Letting folks in that don't have that same mindset and heart that you have, it's going to hurt you in the end.
Sure. And I'm going to say one thing, you said the like. That's interesting that you said that, because the way we are organized is that we are looking for individuals with like attainment, like goals, like desires to do what you're doing. Don't want someone to be coming in if they're not passionate about moving the organization forward.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so
I mean, I learned that just with the station. Like, I'd rather have 5 people that are on the same page than 25 people that just want to be here. Because then it's just chaos, people doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, and it ruins you rather than builds you and grows. You could take 2 people, one other person that's on the same level as you, and get further than you will with all those folks. Well, I love it, man. I love it. Now, I know you guys have an Omega house here in San Antonio. Where's it located? Pretend like I don't know.
Okay, 1135 Virginia Boulevard.
And what do y'all do with the Omega House?
Well, it really helps us economically when we have meetings.
Beautiful.
Primarily, it's a meeting location. It's a place where we can congregate and conduct business.
That's right. Sometimes barbecues.
Yeah. Now we get there. Now we keep, and then we can, and it's a place where you can gather, fellowship, bond, and I'm gonna say, and then actually what we do, believe it or not, we even do an open house.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Doing the MLK March.
Well, maybe I did know that then.
If you came by the house,
I did.
All of what you just said was taking place
during MLK.
But before you come though, we want you to go over to the blood bank. We do a blood drive in conjunction with the MLK March. Give a little blood and then come over to the house and get something to eat. But the point I was going to make is that we do an open house during that MLK annual event, and we invite folks to come over and just kind of see where we are, and we treat them with a little food and some beverages and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Renee Rowe was on here and she said, "Good morning. Gotta love the bros. First MLK Hip Hop Summit, all boys workshop. They set the bar." That's what y'all did. You set the bar.
There you go. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Lou Hawkins is who I was just telling you about, of course, with Devil is a Live Barbecue. He said, "What up, though?" Lorenzo is Christopher John. Oh, he's tagging people.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what you trying to say? What you trying to say over here?
Yeah.
All right, so we finally got to the point of the show that we give away some tickets to the white party. All right. Now we're going to talk about the white party. Let's figure out exactly what's going on with the white party. But before we even got there, I just wanted y'all to know all the great things that Omega Sci-Fi does, their purpose of even being founded. Y'all have been founded since when? 1940?
Now, that's the local chapter. So
Really?
The local chapter was chartered in 1940.
1940 here in San Antonio.
And the fraternity, again, in 1911.
1911, right.
So, yeah.
Right. I knew that.
So we've been around campus a little bit. Okay.
Just a little bit. You've been a while. You've been around for a while.
Okay.
You know what's so funny is the because we always got to have stereotypes with everything, right? So it always makes me giggle when you've got the new people on campus and the boys would come in, or even the girls too. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, you look like an alpha. You look like a Q,"
Right.
And then you'd be like, "What do you mean I look like a Q? What does that mean?"
That's not a criteria.
There's not. You don't have to like.
It's not about looks. No.
Yeah, it's not about looks or anything.
No.
You ain't got to be a pretty boy or anything. Light skinned it.
What are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing to the table?
Okay.
For real. That's the only. The only matter. And of course they do have undergrad pledging and graduate school, right?
The difference undergrad meaning we provide a window of opportunity when you're in college. All colleges don't have a say historically black or fraternity or maybe so those are the first opportunities. Now mostly the historically black colleges do.
Yes.
So you can start your walk and greet them with most of the fraternities and sorority at the college level. Now, after you finish college, it seems some folks kind of got that part twisted too, because when they finish college, that fraternal thing is over. Ours is not. Ours is lifelong. So you start out as a collegiate student, get to be a member, go ahead and graduate. Now you need to cross over.
Nice.
And you cross over to what we call the graduate chapter. So you're going to want to become a member and continue your work and continue living your creed through a chapter. That's that thing I was telling you about earlier about that reclamation and retention. That's
right.
the retention piece.
That's the retention part right there.
Hey, you're going to be a short termer or you're going to be a long termer. Okay?
Gotcha.
The goal is that you're going to be a lifer.
Right.
Lifelong member of the fraternity.
So I have been recruited for that part of the business. I'm going to tell them everybody who ain't active.
We're coming at you.
We're making sure that you good. We just come to check on you, boo.
Yeah.
See who you mentoring.
We want you back.
Absolutely. Because like we said, together we stronger.
Yes.
Together we can build. Now, this party, right? Now, I'm about to give away some free tickets. So I know somebody been holding on the whole time. They was like, I don't care. When is the tickets coming? I ain't pledging. When the tickets coming? That's great what you do. But when the tickets coming? So I know somebody out there is doing that. The party is next Saturday inside the convention center. Now, VIP has been sold out, but that's okay. There's plenty of room for everyone. Now, I know that there's always been that thing where people are like, oh my God, the VIP sold out. That means there's nowhere to sit. That's a lie. There is plenty of seating, even if you don't have a VIP table, okay? Dee Dee, I know. I got you, boo, because you always be wearing your heels, trying to look all cute and stuff, and then you ain't got no chair. It's a struggle out here for these women, okay? But you're good. You can wear your heels, you can wear all your good stuff, and there will be seating there for you to hang out. There is going to be in a beautiful ballroom, have a little bit more space, plenty of bars everywhere. It's going to be great.
Listen, the new ballroom.
That's right. It's the new ballroom.
A lot more space.
Yeah,
And they want to be standing up. They want to be looking on seat.
Right.
Okay.
You're going to be good.
And then guess what? If you find a situation like that, you need to come see one of the brothers.
Absolutely.
We'll take care of you.
Don't come see me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna be working that day. I you know, I got plenty of ways to get into stuff for free. Don't you worry about it, all right? I was like, oh, it's at the convention center? I got this. So, of course, Chelsea's Catering is going to also be in the house. Shout out to Tony G, who will be doing your bars and will be bartending and all that kind of good stuff for you. I will not be behind the bar. Don't even come up and holler at your girl. I'll be making sure everybody's good, though, and making sure you're good. So if you need a chair and you can't find one, you can't find a brother, holler at your girl. I'm being contracted that night. I got you covered, you know. So thousands of people go to this party.
Yes.
In fact, over 2,000 tickets have already been sold for next Saturday.
Yes.
So that means you're missing out if you haven't gotten your ticket yet. How much are tickets?
The tickets right now for general admissions is $40.
$40.
Right.
Good stuff. What does that come with, sir? You know, we black folks, we need that to come for something.
Okay. Well, it's coming with an atmosphere of friendship,
Which we love.
Okay.
Yep.
and the ambiance of the facility is going to be beautiful.
Absolutely.
We are going to treat you with a DJ from all the way from Atlanta,
Ooh,
Georgia.
Beautiful.
We're flying him in. It's called DJ Maurice.
I love it.
Okay, we contracting him.
Maurice.
He's gonna bring it.
He will bring it.
Yes,
He will.
And then we're gonna treat you with some food, free.
You know that's what I was waiting
Free,
on.
you know that.
That was the only thing I was waiting on.
I had to bait you in a little bit. So we're gonna have some buffet lines all over the place. So
Yep.
you just come on in and eat your little heart out.
Yes.
And then the dance floor is gonna be right there. And then you're coming there to work now. You should be coming there with an attitude to enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
And so you're gonna have some good music. You're gonna have good atmosphere. And then of course the bar. You did talk about the bar, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
The bar's open, full bar.
Before bar, it's gonna be bringing. And needless to say, and it says it's called white martini. You don't really have to have a martini.
No. But you do have to have on white.
Yeah, they have. Okay, dress. There's a dress code.
Yeah,
So-
you do have to have on white.
Yeah, you need to do the white thing. Yes.
So has anybody showed up not in white before?
We've had some violators.
Come on, because you know there's always one person.
And we try to treat everybody with respect.
But you made them leave.
But we try to do those. We try to put the onus on our members and who are selling the tickets, and then the advertisement. It's on all of the advertisement.
Right,
Okay?
right. But you know we don't read.
Yeah. So now I'll say this: the few little, I'm gonna say, incidents where one didn't read the fine print or just didn't get it. We took care of that, so that it has not created any problems. Really.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't be that one though. Don't be that one trying to show up in black.
Right.
Because if you show up in black, I'm gonna put you behind the bar. You in uniform.
Well, let me say this way. We have had to refund some folks money.
And as long as you refunded their money.
Yeah. And again, the key is, but the goal is we want you to be one and done.
Absolutely.
Get there and get in the place and
have a
enjoy
good time.
yourself. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
And it's in the new. When I say new, it's a couple years old now, but
the convention center.
We're in the new renovated portion,
Yes.
which is the larger space.
Yes.
Which lends itself to obviously more comfortable seating and all that good stuff.
Yes,
Yes.
I have the pleasure of working the hall often. Let me tell you how big the convention center is. Freaking huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get lost. I be getting.
And sometimes back in the day, yeah, some folks had to show up with the tennis shoes on because you had to walk so far to get to that ballroom.
Hey, look.
Not like that now, though.
It's not like that now. You're
with
right.
The new, you get in and take the escalator up.
Escalator up, and you're
boom,
right there. That is very true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yes.
So
don't fear. Back in the day, before they did the renovation of the convention center, where you had to take what I call the pit stops, and change your shoes, put the tennis shoes on. By the time you get to the escalator that took you up to it, then you went on and got dressed, and then you had your little your what I call your shoe
shoes
bag,
hanging out. Right.
So we were packing. Hey, we do what we got to do.
Hey, look.
Hey, we wasn't mad at you either. Okay, we do what we got to do. Okay?
Yeah. I loved when they invented those little ballerina slippers. Ooh, that was like who was the smartest woman in the world, because it wasn't a man that thought about that.
No.
That was a woman.
Yes.
And that was beautiful. So you can still do that. Put them little things in your little purse, you slip them slippers on, walk up, good, get to the door, slide on them heels, start prancing around.
Now let me point out. Now this is important. Okay, general admission. This is getting it before you get to the door.
Okay.
$40. Now you mess around, you don't get the ticket before you get to the door. There's going to be a slight increase when you get to that door.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens.
They're going to upgrade that to $50.
$50.
Okay. So
all right.
guess what?
Get them now.
Get them now. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can get them online and say, bruh, or just call us and then, hey, we deliver.
As a matter of fact, the link is on theoneradio.com, so you can go to theoneradio.com, hit the Martini White Party flyer, take it to the Eventbrite.
Okay, the timing?
Got you covered.
Starts at 8 a.m.
Starts at 8 p.m. 8
It goes to 2 a.m.
To 2 a.m.
Yes.
8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yes.
Ooh, it's going down.
It's going on.
Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
And again, this is one of the biggest parties in San Antonio. Everybody looks forward to it every year. Everybody dressed in white, looking fabulous. Great entertainment, great music, good food. So, and the best thing, which is what we said earlier, we are partying for a purpose. So this money goes to scholarship money that is that Omega Sci-Fi distributes out. And as my boy said earlier, it's not just to A's and B's and this and that. There's a balance here. There's a balance here. They're helping kids that are all the way across the board. Mentoring already at Sam Houston High School, already at elementary schools here on the east side. So
Big brothers, big sisters.
The work's being done.
Yeah. And by the way, let's just point out with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters, we just participated in Bowl for Kids' Sake event, and we wrote them a check for $1,500.
Nice.
We did.
Congratulations.
Okay. Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, so how am I going to give away these tickets?
Well, they've been waiting on that, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
You're debating about you.
Diddy's like, tickets.
At the rate you're going, I'm going to have to talk to our chairman and tell him that he's going to have to send you some more tickets. Is that okay?
You might need a few more.
Tell him, I'm feeling those out there who are waiting.
I'm just,
be
they
patient.
like.
Tell him we're going to bring some more tickets for you. So if you don't make it today, just stay tuned.
Just stay tuned, man. Okay, so Roberta says anything for charity. Well, if that's the case, boo, you can buy your tickets. Come
on.
Because let me tell you something. $50 at the door. But I want you to think about this, right? When you go and you spend this $50 at the door, if you don't buy them early, you're helping to put scholarships and money into kids' pockets, things of that, right? She said, no, I want more tickets. But $50, that same $50, right? So look, you could take $100. I always say, so what I think that I'm trying to do, John, I'm going to have a Unity Fest, right? And I can't think of the time, the day or whatever, but what I want to do is everybody make a pledge to do one thing for the community this year, right? Like, I'm going to pledge to send one kid to the Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
I'm going to pledge to be a big brother.
Right.
I'm going to pledge to donate money, be a monetary sponsor of something, because let's be honest, we can't do nothing without money.
That's right.
We need those monetary sponsors. All those programs that you named, we need money to help those go. Sure. So I'm really working up to the point to where we can get the community to pledge to do one thing. Now, just think, say you got $100, right? For the whole year, you could spend $50 on the party and go party with a purpose and help put scholarships in kids' pockets. And then you could take the other $50 and donate to the Boys and Girls Club and sponsor a kid for a year. You would have done your part.
Right.
Like, tremendously.
Right.
You would have had fun doing it, going to a great party, eating, music, dancing, meeting new people, and then sponsoring a kid.
Exactly.
And then just think if everybody just did that.
Yeah. The volume.
The volume.
What you're doing,
yes.
The impact that it will have on the community is just.
If we just did that.
Yes.
And that's $100 for a 12-month period.
Sure.
You know, so I just want to keep pushing it into people's brains that.
When is it going to be?
I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, count us in.
Okay, I'm going to. I already did.
Okay.
You was coming. You just didn't know.
We got your back.
That's my man. All right, let's give away these tickets. All right. So let's do a question. I said it earlier. I know nobody's gonna get this unless they're really paying attention or they're married to an Omega. What year was the San Antonio chapter founded? You can't hit rewind. We're still live. If somebody could tell me what year the San Antonio chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated was founded, I'm gonna hook you up with 2 tickets. Didi said, "Oh no, I wasn't on for that." Okay, so I'm gonna do that one. Oh, someone got it.
They were paying attention.
They're paying attention.
Congratulations.
Marissa McKinnis. Now, let me tell you, that doesn't surprise me. Marissa is very intelligent. She always tunes into the show. Okay. She shared your video.
Okay.
And she's fabulous.
Okay.
So that makes sense that, no, boo.
Yeah.
Didi, hold up, y'all. Wait. This is hilarious. So Marissa said 1940. Renee said 1978. Didi came back and read other people's posts and said, in 1940. And Roberta said 1940. Didi came back and said maybe the 70s. The official answer is the Psi Alpha chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Alamo City Ques, located at 1135 Virginia Boulevard, was founded November 1st, 1940. Boom. Marissa McKinnis, you're a winner. Yay. All right. So, Didi, this one's for you. Okay, this is for somebody else. If somebody else can get this, I'm going to hook it up because they gave me more than one pair. Okay, so, if you could tell me who's my favorite football team that I'm not allowed to watch because apparently we boycotting stuff. Who can I'm not allowed to watch this year because apparently we boycotting football? This is what's wrong with black folks, right? Like, we want to stand up for something, but don't take away our famous stuff, our stuff we love. It's like boycotting chicken. How hard would it be for black folks? Because you know this is being very general and very what's that thing called? I can't think of the word. It's not right. But look, if they said black people, we've got to boycott chicken, do you think we could do this? Do you think it would be possible for doing it? Didi Harris, you are the winner. I am a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm a Dak fan. The Cowboys were on last night, the whole night. So what I did is I had it on, but I didn't watch it. I told him yesterday that I was going to be like the person who only goes to church on Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving. You know those folks. Right. That I was going to be like that with protesting. Like, I got you until you start talking about my boys. Like, dang it. Oh. So, yeah. So, Lorenzo, of course, she said that no, we can't. Stereotypical. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Renee. You know what? I might send you to the white party, too. We'll see what's up, just because you're helping me with my word base right now. But, and yes, the Spurs are the other people. This is why I have the worst sports report, because all I talk about is the Cowboys and the Spurs. And now, all I can talk about is the Spurs, because we boycotting football. Can somebody please sign Kaepernick? Apparently Miami is going to sign Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me not tell a lie. Apparently Miami has been looking into signing Kaepernick because their current quarterback got hurt and he limped off the field the other day. So they were discussing signing Kaepernick. So all this discussion. Now, just to let you know that apparently, from what I heard, right, the rumor mill, they said that Kaepernick, they just asked him to cut his hair and they asked him to make that he can't like boycott stuff. Like he has to be out on the field. He had said, well, why don't I just let me stay in the locker room or something? I ain't got to go on the field. But they said, no, you got to go on the field. You need to cut your hair and you need to stand there with your hand over your heart and say the dang anthem or whatever the heck, right? So he just can't get with it, man. He just can't get with it, man. So when I hear this, and I must just say this, don't we all got to look a certain way at work, though? I mean, it's a standard. Didn't we just get through talking about standards and balance and expectations? Yeah. It's like, I get the movement, and I don't want to be the person that's like, I'm not supporting the unarmed black man. Of course I support the unarmed black man. I don't want no other black man or any man who's unarmed and not guilty to be killed. Like, period. But when we talking about our job, like how many people, black women and ourselves, we have a hard enough time going to corporate office with your fros, with your naturals, with your braids, with, yeah, all of that stuff. So, and that's just our normal hair. And they asking you to switch that up. Military, they went through the whole hair thing. Now, when we're talking about like earrings and nose rings and tattoos and stuff, you got to cover those up at work. You got to take those out at work. You can't just be self whatever when you're working for somebody else. You have to comply. That's exactly right. So I get in this like, I don't know what to do because I want to watch my Cowboys. But at the same time, I don't want to be that person that's like, I'm going to pick and choose like what to fight for. We should fight for the right. We should fight for what's right all the time, regardless of what we might lose. And I think that's the reason that keeps us from fighting, because we might lose our jobs, our homes, our stuff.
And remember our tradition and protocol.
And tradition and protocol. It's all part of it. So and that's a good point. So we just got through talking about things that are very important when we're talking about fraternities and sororities, education, mentoring youth. So there's steps, there's things that we've got to do to keep a certain image, to keep a certain level of expectations, all of that good stuff. Yeah. So what makes it different when we're talking about something else? Shouldn't it be the same way across the board? You know, I mean, and I know that we have, like, I'm mad that they're doing this to Kaepernick, but he does work for the NFL. He gets a check for him. And the NFL, like I was saying yesterday, they get a check from the military to do the anthem and all that stuff. And they sign contracts. So at what point, when I sign this contract to say, I'm about to take your $150, $251 million, boo, you got to cut your hair. Or get another job. What? So can't we watch football? I'm just trying. I just want to watch football. Oh my gosh. Renee said it's discrimination, period. They're going to make those with dreads, longer hair hanging from under their helmets. Cut them too. Man, them dreads hanging from, like, that's the easiest way to pull them down. All right, guess what? I've got a treat for everybody out there, including my BFF friend and co-host this morning. Kiss Kitchen is here. You know how I love free food and love all that kind of good stuff. So Kiss Kitchen is here. They're about to cook it up. We're going to go outside and see what's going on with them. Before we do that, we got to give you some last minute information, which includes a free mixer going down next week inside of Tony G's. So I'm going to move the mic and give it back to my brother.
Okay, let's see, Wednesday, 9 August, Tony G's is going to host us there with a free mixer for the Martini Party. And it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And it's free. So you can come on out, and if you haven't gotten those tickets yet, and you want to get the, I'm going to call it the special, the $40 ticket versus that $50 ticket.
Yes.
You can do a drive-by over there at Tony G's, and we'll be there with plenty of tickets in hand, and quite a few of the brothers will be there to answer any questions you may have. and leading up to the big party on Saturday.
That's right. And if they, like you said, any questions, what's the website?
You can go to www.psialpha.com or Alamo City Ques.
Alamo City Ques. That's the best way.
Google it. Easy. It'll get you there.
Yes. And again, I want to thank you so much for all the work, sacrifice, time that you put in. This is a community organization. You don't get paid to be an Omega or to be the president of Omega Sci-Fi. You don't get paid to leave work and come interview with Neka. It's your time.
It's a passion and it's a labor of love.
Yeah, yes. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for the free tickets. I know my girls are going to have a great time.
Now, I'm going to do one for you.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to the chairman and tell him we need to get you some more free tickets.
Tell him so we can have fun next week, too.
Okay, so guess what? I'm going to be on that when I leave here. So they expect a call from the chairman fairly soon so that you can give out some more tickets. That's
what I'm talking about. And just know, I need you to study up on Alamo City Ques, because to win these tickets, you're going to have to know some information.
History.
You have to know some information. You have to know some history. You know what I'm saying? I know what Omega Sci-Fi about. You know, the fact that they got organizations and programs that they do, like all chapters do.
And it's posted on the website.
So if you go by your ticket, you can learn about it. So when I get these new tickets, I'm going to be doing some Alamo City Ques questions for winning, okay? But today, congratulations to Marissa and congratulations to Dee Dee Harris for winning tickets to go to the all-white party. Tickets are available online, my friends. You can go to the one Alamo Ques.
And you can see any
at the which one?
No, you can also any brothers.
Oh yes, if you know any Omegas, just I need some tickets, boo.
We deliver.
And they deliver. So then, this is about raising this money and partying for a purpose. So they're going to make sure that they can raise as much money as possible so we can help as many kids and youth and mentor programs as possible.
Service with a smile.
Service with a smile. I love you, baby. Thank you so very much. All right, Radio Land, we are out of here. Now, like I told you the other day, the new showtime is back to the old showtime. So we'll be on from 7 to 10. And then when we go over, we just go over. Facebook Live happens between 9 and 10 every morning. So we'll see you tomorrow, right? We love you so very much. We are coming back with Kids Kitchen. So don't go too far from your phone. Don't set it down and leave too far from your phone so you can log back on and see what we cooking out there, baby. We love you so very much. You're tuned into the one. They all said thank you so very much, sir. Paul Darden said what's up. So he knows you. Okay. Alan Thompson said what's up.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul says RQQ. Paul, make sure you're mentoring somebody. Make sure you're out there and mentor.
I'm coming at you.
We're coming at you. I think Michael Jordan, too. A lot of them. I'm out. Yeah, he was. Appreciate what y'all are doing. Keep up the great work is what Dee Dee said. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Thank you, guys, sweeties. We'll be back with Kids Kitchen in just a little bit. We out.